Hi, and welcome to the Clarity Resource Management video series. My name is Catherine Ellis, and I'm a product manager for Clarity. In this video, we'll explore the actions in the Staffing Workspace with a focus on allocation management to add, delete, reallocate, and replace resources. The Staffing Workspace can help you quickly review allocations from multiple perspectives and drive decision-making. The Allocations by Investment and Allocations by Resource tabs provides the investment manager with the visual tools required to manage the demands for investment allocations. Planning by soft, hard, or mixed booking status. When planning by allocations, the view options can be configured to view planned allocations, hard allocations, or both. The booking status for soft is represented in the planned allocation field, and the hard allocation field is empty. The booking status for hard is represented in both the planned allocation field, and the amount is matched in the hard allocation field. If your company only utilizes soft and hard bookings without allowing mixed booking, configuring the allocation field alone is sufficient for the layout when planning allocations. This field is known as the planned allocation, regardless of the booking status. If your administrator enabled the system setting to allow mixed booking, displaying the hard allocation along with the allocation field is useful to see the differences between them. When the allocation and hard allocation periods amounts are not exactly the same, the booking status automatically is set to mixed. For an allocation where the booking status is set to hard, when the manager updates the allocation field, the status becomes mixed. For a mixed allocation, changing the booking status from mixed to soft will clear out the hard allocation field. Changing the booking status from mixed to hard will automatically update the hard allocation to match the planned allocation amount. In this case, the hard allocation is not copied into the planned allocation field. The settings of the view options and filtering criteria carry over into the dialog that is opened from the timeline. This dialog provides visibility into planned and hard allocations in one view for the specific set of allocations for the resource. Adding staff to an investment. The ability to quickly add staff to an investment is useful when the investment manager knows exactly which role or named resource is needed. This action may be required for adding staff to investments that already have some staff members or on a new investment that is empty without any staff members. Hide empty groups. The ability to show investments that are not staffed is controlled by the Hide Empty Groups button. When this is turned off, the empty investments are shown in the list. Using the context action to add staff, let's quickly add a few roles to our empty investment. Roles can be added multiple times to an investment, whereas named resources and teams can only be staffed once per investment. Another method to add staff is to locate the appropriate resource or role from the histogram for using a drag and drop action to staff the investment. In the histogram, we see a list of roles. Dragging this role up and on top of the investment row adds it to the investment. Quite a few staff members are now added into the investment. Reallocate staff. When staffing an investment, sometimes the manager will only have a demand for specific duration that does not span the investment dates. Using the right-click context action, the manager can reallocate the staff by filling out the new allocation start and finish dates and the allocation percent. 3 engineer roles have been staffed to this investment. We have a need for a senior engineer to work the first 3 months at 25% allocation of their availability. Let's update the next engineer to start 1 month later for 3 months at 40%, and the third engineer to start another 1 month later for 4 months at 25%. Making a change in this manner will update the allocation start and finish dates and apply the allocation percentage to each of the periods between these dates. If the allocation periods need further refinement, use the right-click context action or double-click into a period. Within the dialog, the amounts can be adjusted for this staff member. The staff members have been added, reallocated, and adjusted according to the demand. The next activity the manager will accomplish is to create a set of tasks and assign the staff for an overall execution plan. Role requests. Although the action to replace a staff member is available for replacing any existing role, resource, or team allocation, we'll focus on the use case for an investment manager who creates role requests for a resource manager to fill. Our investment manager has added the roles, reallocated the demand, and created an execution plan through the task work breakdown structure with assignments. Our investment manager has added the roles, reallocated the demand, and created an execution plan through the task work breakdown structure with assignments. Within the staffing workspace, other associated details for the allocation can be updated through the details flyout. For a role allocation, let's select the requested manager. Using the resource histogram, let's take a quick look at the resources that report to this requested manager. Let's post a conversational note to Ray Fowler asking if Jason can fill this role request. Filling role requests. Now let's take a look at other role requests already requested on the investments by using the Requested Manager filter. As an investment manager, a staff replacement can be accomplished from within this page. The investment manager already talked with Ray Fowler, and he agreed Ron Joseph is available to work to fill this role. Using the drag and drop method to replace the engineer role with Ron, the replacement action is successful. Let's post a note to Ray indicating the staffing has taken place for him to review and set the booking status to hard as a commitment. Allocations by resource staffing activities. Let's take a look at how the resource manager uses the staffing workspace for finding the right resource to fulfill requested roles by focusing on the Allocations by Resource page. This page allows the manager to look at the requested demand in the timeline and to visually see the colors on the histogram to find resources available to meet the demand. This page has the same view options available to view planned, hard, or both types of allocations. For this layout, let's filter by the Requested Manager staffing field. Ray can now see the list of roles requested to be filled by his resources. Below, within the resource histogram, is the list of available resources. When using the resource availability layout, a flat list of resources can be seen to compare availability. This is a great layout to use for looking at a group of people filtered by the resource manager. Here I see a list of available resources. Alternatively, Using the resources grouped by their primary role is beneficial for comparing availability between resources with the same role. For example, we can expand the role grouping to see multiple engineers available. Once the suitable person is found, using a drag and drop action makes it easy to replace the role with a named resource. Additional actions can be taken to reallocate or edit specific allocation details. Using the right-click context action, the manager can reallocate the entire duration of this request, filling out specific dates and the allocation percent. Other associated details for the allocation can be updated through the Details flyout. Let's set the booking status to hard and post a comment on the allocation to the investment manager. When existing staff members need to roll off of an investment, the resource manager can replace the existing staff with another resource. In this case, when the resource has already posted actuals, the existing staff member remains on the investment and the replacement takes the remaining allocation and assignments. Both pages for managing allocations by investment or allocations by resource provides visual tools to focus on the activities required for managing the demand for work within the organization. Having the flexibility to use different layouts with separate views helps to organize targeted activities. Thank you for watching this video. You now have an understanding of the basics for managing allocations to add, delete, reallocate, and replace resources across the organization.